Hello Neanderthals and Troglodytes, I'm Unga and this is VintageStory. Now, before you start saying, is Minecraft, it's not Minecraft. It's not even a Minecraft mod. This is its own game. And for people who are into modded Minecraft, you could think of this kind of like a mix of RL Craft, Greg Tech, or SevTech Ages, but a little easier in certain aspects and a little more interesting in others. And for this first episode, I'm just going to show you how to make a world and give you a little bit of an introduction to stuff. So start off with, when you load up the game, after you log in and all that, you'll have this. We'll do single player and create new world. And now for a lot of this, don't worry too much. This is just kind of difficulty in some stuff. What you want to do is mainly just go to customize, and here's where you actually get into like the meat and potatoes of what you're supposed to be doing. So for some things I like to do is make it so that when you die, you got at least an hour to get your stuff. There is a grace timer if you feel like doing that for if you want enemies or not to appear for a certain amount of days, which honestly, I'm surprised more games don't have that. You can get a respawn radius, which means like how far you spawn away from the center of the world when you die. You can make it as simple as 50 blocks, no blocks, or even go to another continent. Literally just die, go somewhere else entirely, live somewhere else. You can also set where you spawn temperature-wise in the world, because there is a temperature and a climate system, like our own world. I usually try to stay around temperate or warm, because that's where a lot of the more interesting ores and just trees and all sorts of stuff will just stay temperate for now. You can set player lives for a challenge, so if this actually is a popular series, I could do like a 1 life or something. Obviously, survival creative. And now for the actually interesting stuff. First off, you can change how high your world gets. I just keep it standard. I don't care to build giant sprawling stuff. You could type in a world seed, which I can show you guys that at the end of this. But my favorite things are these 4 things. Starting off, I'm not doing multiplayer stuff, so I don't need any of their unique multiplayer things active. Now for the actual survival things. I like making it so months have a touch more just hours in them, just because sometimes it can go a little fast for me. So for me, I'll make it go to 12 days, so there's, about 10 hours of gameplay to actually make a month happen. Going to ignore most of this. I am going to turn on this little tab here, just because I never know if I want to underground farm or not. I'm not going to touch anything with how the world actually works here, except for these 2 options here. And I can explain these a little later, but just for this one here, putting it to 4 makes it a little easier to use the item that's named right here, the prospecting pick. And for chiseling, I just put it on almost everything, because once you've learned how to chisel, it will bring the autism and monkey brain out, no matter what you do. And for down here, color accurate world map, because it makes it pretty and easy to find stuff. Coordinate overlay is pretty and easy. Lore content, you could literally disable any lore in the game if you don't want it, which I don't think I've ever seen a game do that. Just ignore the rest of this. For this tab, this is for all the weird stuff that can happen in a world, like how Minecraft has the mobs and all their weird shenanigans. This is pretty much your stuff for mobs and weird world shenanigans. All I'm going to do is do this temporal storm thing, make it a little bit longer out, but make it a little stronger too. Don't worry about this. This is just lore stuff that I can talk about later once I'm into the game and have reasons to talk about it. And now for world gen. I don't mess with a lot of this, but mostly what I do mess with is stuff like upheaval rate, so then my world isn't as hilly. And for land cover, I am going to lower it a little bit, just so I have a bit more ocean. Wait, land cover scale. Yeah. I'm going to move both of these things down just a bit, so I can hopefully have some ocean out there, just because I do want to do some boating stuff and have a reason to sing sea shanties. That's the main reason. And now the big thing is now to modify, I'm going to keep these all generally normal, except for the surface tin. I'm just going to make that very rare, just because I like finding tin and copper kind of easily. I mean, it's not too easy for this, but a little easier. And generally speaking, while it sounds like I'm just covering, like blitzing through all this, it's more or less just me doing stuff that I felt comfortable with world-wise. And honestly, anyone who plays this, you'll get used to it. But if you want to mimic my world seed and all that, just follow what I've done. And you should be able to get this. Now we'll make the world here by hitting apply. And I'm just going to reroll the name like 7 times to see what happens. Okay, there we go. Now that is a name my monkey brain can get behind. And we'll create world. Now this will take a second, but a cool thing this game does when you load into a game, which I'm not going to be showing these on future episodes, but I will be doing it for now, is do story events and stuff like this to make you actually feel like the world is being made rather than just, oh hey, you see a progress bar, you might see some colors like in Terraria where you might see stuff like progress and that thing, or just the Minecraft simple, oh hey, a block is being turned into a world. This actually gives you just like a, hey, the world is being created. And there is stuff for mods, which by the way, I do have some mods installed, and I'll get to them when they become relevant or when I do use them. But generally speaking, a lot of mods that people have made for the game, I'm talking seamlessly click right in or just feel like, hey, this should be in the game. And I'll talk about them when I'm getting to them. And this loading screen does take a little bit of time, but trust me, when you're in the game, it is worth it. The amount of times I've walked around in this game and just been flabbergasted. It's amazing, honestly. I'm just gonna be quiet for a second, just because. Oh wait, here we go. Now this is your character creator. It's kind of simple, but also surprisingly varied when you're actually making a person. I'm just gonna pick some defaults I enjoy, and I like my breeches because even though I could play a female for no reason whatsoever other than to possibly portray a femboy, I'm just gonna do dude. I'm gonna ignore the voices for a second. For hair, I've already gone through a lot of these. I think my favorite is normally like a Zuko-like look from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, short trim can probably work with. Let's do tied top knot. Want that tired expression, because this man is going to see a lot of bullshit and he's going to need this face. No facial hair mustache, because I know if I had that, I'd find a way to rip it off. And now for voices. A lot of the voices you can pick between are from like brass and or woodwind based instruments, which honestly is kind of fun because it makes me think of Don't Starve a lot in how the voices go. And I think one I'm going to try to enjoy now is accordion. Yeah. You can also set how high pitched or low pitched. Actually, let's do harmonica. Yeah, there we go. And now, once you've made your character and you like them how they look, I'm going to pick a class. Now, because I'm not doing a multiplayer world, I don't need to worry about classes, because there is a thing in multiplayer where classes have their own, well, just in the game in general, where classes have unique items, like Hunter here could make a special kind of bow and arrow, or how I think Clockmaker has some unique stuff. But everyone comes with a bonus and some negatives, no matter what it is. And honestly, right now I don't care to have to work a little bit around that. It's not hard work, but I just don't care to do it right now. So I'm just going to pick Commoner and confirm my class. Now, starting off in a world, you're going to spawn just, somewhere, anywhere really. And your first goal, outside of just exist, look around, try not to die by a bear spawning who knows the hell where, is to, well, actually, good point, is right up here. In the upper left, you'll see this little help figuring out the game thing. You could follow the guide the game gives you. I like my own guide just because it doesn't feel like it rushes me as much. And what I like to do first off is wander around, find rock, look at rock, observe rock, think about rock, grab rock's wife, flint. In this game, you're going to want to grab a lot of flint at the start because that is how you make your tools. And cuck rock. You know what? Rock has now been cucked. What we're going to do now is, considering I've got some stone, I'm going to try to find some more flint actually because I like flint and I burn through tools like it's fucking going out of style. Rock. Is that pig? That might be pig. Flint. Stone. Is there more stone? Stone? Ah. Sand. Butterfly. Where? I swear to God, there's no more. Ah, there we go. I'm gonna look at that later. Flint. Now that I've got some rocks in my inventory that I can turn into not rock, let us actually first, let's do that. So what you want to do when you want to make a tool, like a tool head for your starting thing, because you cannot just walk up to a tree and punch it down like Minecraft. You have to actually make a tool. And to do that, you'll shift and right click with your flint and you'll put it down like it's a pancake. and you'll look up to here and pick one of these options. To start off with, your two main tools are going to be a knife blade, an axe head, and a spear head. So let's just do that. And to do it, you'll select it, and you'll see this little grid pop up. And what you want to do is just punch out whatever's surrounding the solid bits. So for this, I'm just going to do that. You can ignore corners like that. It'll just automatically clip. And there we go. And let's get the other two punched out of here. Let's see there. Oh yeah, you see me looking around like this? You could technically use a certain button they have to free your mouse up like this. I've rebound mine, but I think it normally is binded to like left alt. And you can just go along like this. So if this gives you motion sick looking around and all that, you can just stop and do this. And it is press and hold. You don't need to like tap each individual one. And you can even do it for menus like this or accessing inventory. And oh, missed one. And now with these heads, you might be thinking, okay, now what? Well, what you want to do is walk up to leaves and branches like this and punch through them because they have a chance to drop a stick. Or you'll find their bigger brother parts, which I just accidentally punched through. Let's see if I can find another one. Ah, here we go. Branchy leaves. Now you'll see that a branchy leaf you can't walk through, whereas a normal leaf you can walk through and rustle around in. Also, they're a bit darker. And you want to just punch those apart, and you'll get sticks from them. Well, guaranteed sticks. You can get sticks from these two, but it's lesser chance. And now with the sticks you get, you put it in your inventory like this. Keep in mind I'm using my free aimed thing. And you access your inventory with E like most games. And I'll just make a spear by putting a stick underneath my tool head. And I'll make a few things. And escaping doesn't just drop all my stuff on the ground, it actually tries to sort it back into my inventory. Now you might have noticed in here, hey, what's this space? Well, this ties to these 4 slots down here. These 4 slots are your backpack and storage space. And these tie into just, how much storage you get up in here. Now normally, you might think, oh hey, I need to make a backpack, but that's its own process. The first backpack you can generally make is this, where you'll take your knife, you walk up to a cattail, and you break it. And you need a lot of I think you need like 40 cattails, give or take, for your first like full set of backpacks. So let's just run around here and try not to shatter my knife on the ground. Because cattails, if you find them, you're either finding them plentifully or they are like in a single little bit of water 10 million miles away from your base. Never in between from what I found. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to ramble about some other stuff in this game. That being the bars you see above my inventory down here. These bars, the left one ties to health, right one ties to your hunger. They call it like satiation or satiety, something like that. And this weird middle gear thing you see here, that is the feature that makes the wacky shit happen in this game. That is called your temporal stability. Or you can view it as like don't starve sanity, something along those lines. That stability meter, if it's at 100, then, gameplay is normal, nothing's wrong, you don't feel like you're on a drug trip. If that's about, let's just say low. I don't know how low because I've never gotten it that low, but, just really low. You can get phantom enemies spawning, and when I say phantom enemies, I don't mean like, oh hey, it's a unique enemy. No, you get like ghost versions of the enemies haunting you, like it's the nightmare creatures from Don't Starve's sanity meter. And also your world starts to bend, wobble, and morph as if someone is just playing jump rope with the laws of reality. And let me tell you, when that happens, you feel like you need to hold the ground for fear of flying into space. And I've almost got enough cattails here, and that's... get out of my inventory. And that's cattails. Now you might be thinking, okay, what do I do with these? Well, one thing you can do is press H while hovering over them, and it'll bring them up in this little survival handbook. Now this is something that, in the game, this is your wiki. You can go into this and it tells you exactly how to make shit, what it's used for, how to get it, where it could be stored, all of it. And now you might be thinking, okay, how's that useful for me? Well, if you're, let's just say, going through like needing a guide, it has some basic guides on how to do stuff. You can search up literally anything in the game from, I think, cows. Oh, you can't get mob stuff, but you can get other items like such as the cow parsley, the cow skulls, things like that. Or even more general, a backpack. Okay, that didn't help me actually. Let's do these have a name when I hover over them? No. We'll do storage. That will pop up all sorts of storage vessels. Okay, here we go. And the backpacks and stuff to throw into this area. Now what we're looking for is the handbasket. This takes cattails, and for some items, they need 1 to some, I think upwards of like 3 or 5 in the inventory slot. So for this, you can see, ooh, excuse me, that requires 10 cattails arranged in a U. So what we're going to do is take my cattails, and I'm just going to do this once to show that, hey, doing it once does not work. You have to do the 2 to make a bag. Now throwing it in my inventory, I've got 3 slots. You can also, something I didn't realize, is press with your left mouse button and just click and drag, and it auto, like, portions it out the spaces you do. And I'm just going to shift click that. And now we've got an inventory. We actually have storage space. And that's some of the wacky stuff I was telling y'all about. Now what we're going to do first is get back to land, because there's weird stuff near me already that I want to explore, and that is a cave. And that's more weird stuff. We're going to ignore that for now, because I don't want to die. So what you're seeing right here, first off, this is a ruins. They can spawn around the game. Fun little stuff. I have a mod adding stuff like those. But this is the weird stuff in the game. And this is pretty much tied into all the lore about why the game is the way it is. And I'll explain that during like nighttime and stuff when I'm not running around trying to do stuff. But these are why you want this thing down here high up. Because when you walk into these, you see how that's decreasing rapidly? And how the world is morphing and twisting into an eldritch abomination around me? Yeah, this is what happens when shit goes wild and wacky. You don't want that. Alright, vision's getting better. But these spawn around naturally, and I think it's when there's flat space and a low light level, they'll spawn enemies. So these can sometimes be good and sometimes be horrifying. Ooh, I'm gonna take this. So in these ruins, there's always sometimes little loot, like it could just be, oh hey, this looks pretty, lore, nice. I just hear lore, nice looking stuff. But also they'll have stuff like bony soil, which this stuff is gold for early game, because it holds some very precious resources. And let's actually explore the rest of this up here, considering I'm already here. Let's see, yeah, that is a bust. Wait, so I'm using my mini-map here to find stuff. Oh hey, this is actually something unique. So in this game, there's normal trees like over there, but then there's fruit-bearing trees like this. Now this is apparently a cherry tree by looking at the little name thing up here. So what I want to do is, like, let's say I want to mark this for later, but like, oh hey, there's a cherry tree here that when it's an adult, I can cut it down and harvest its saplings and stuff. You press M, and that pulls up, oh, that's hot springs. And this pulls up your map. And with your map, all you want to do is just find where you are, right-click, and it'll pull up this little waypoint thing with lots of little symbols. For me, whenever I find trees like this, I'll just put the name of the fruit and get this little tree icon. And if I wanted to color it, I could, or I could pin it. I don't really care to do either of those. I'm just going to save that. And now, on my map, in that little upper right corner, there's that little cherry tree. That's always going to be there. And I could run away, go do whatever, pop open my map, and I could still find it wherever I want. And also with the color map, it looks like this. If you went with the regular one, I think it'd be like 3 or 4 different hues of color. So now that we're actually doing stuff and able to walk around and find things, I'm gonna get some progression done for some other stuff. And that'll be taking this knife and cutting the grass. And with this, you get dry grass, and this allows you to do some very early game light sources, your fire pits, cooking, all that stuff. So I'm just gonna harvest just a nice little healthy haul. Probably gets like 20 of these. Should probably also gather some more sticks. Yeah, let's gather some more sticks. So with this game, your early game and even sometimes your mid game is going to be a lot of just getting sticks and dry grass, because you'll be busy waiting for stuff to cook or just waiting for things to do stuff. So honestly, whenever you have free time, I recommend just harvesting sticks. or even dry grass. It doesn't really matter which, but you always think, oh hey, I'm done, I don't need more of this, and then you end up needing more of this. So for some extra little stuff, I'm going to explore the little building over there. I think I might know what that's tied to, but not entirely. But for now, right now, let's get some wood, because I'm going to need this later. So you take your axe, and you might think, oh hey, you're just going to cut one block at a time. No, your game actually takes all the combined HP value of every log in here, and you'll cut through it. And if your tool breaks, if you got another, it automatically slots it back into your hotbar and allows you to just keep going on with it. Or if, let's say, your tool breaks and the tree is still up, it'll cut the amount of blocks you would have taken off of the tree. And then afterwards, if you go back to the tree again and have enough vision, you could actually watch as the blocks break one by one. And I'm just going to replant the tree there because I don't mind. And I don't want this in my inventory. Now let's go explore over here, because I do want to know what this building is. I have a feeling I know what it is, but... Okay, yeah. Oh, wolf, wolf, run, run. Oh god, nature, nature, run. Wait a minute. Oh, yep, that's still behind me. Okay, let's see how... Okay, water. Water is your best friend when it comes to killing things like this, because it slows them down. And when your cursor is red on something, it means you can hit it. Oh, God. You know, you're not getting away from me. So, you have your first kill. Unga has kill to present to wife. To bring kill to wife, get your knife. Shift, and then desecrate the corpse. Prove dominance among nature. Oh my god, it's doing that. Okay, sometimes when you cut open a body, it doesn't allow you to open up the inventory till you run away like an idiot to make sure any inventory on it's closed. And then you run back, because this has happened to me so many times I've gotten used to it. And you shift right click, and you get contents of an animal. Now when you're actually trying to go for an animal, you want to look at stuff like the animal weight in that upper there. If it's decent or good, you're generally getting most of your return back, but if it's poor or I think low, you're actually losing out on stuff. And now, wolves, they'll drop you some red meat, some hide, and fat. Fat is our best friend because it allows me to make a light source that doesn't burn out when it's placed on the ground. Oh god, I just remembered there's wolves over here now. How? Let's see if I can just... Maybe that little rabbit's going to distract them. This is also a hot spring. These, I'm pretty sure, are great during winter, but right now, if I hopped in there, it would burn my feet. So I should not hop in that. That's a wolf. Let's just sneak by. Oh. Let's just sneak in here. And this looks like a food vendor from a culinary mod I have installed, which I love this culinary mod because it does stuff like these, meat hooks, wine, it does a lot of stuff. And I'll actually just mark this for now, and I'll go through this later when there's not wolves nearby. And I'll just call it, I guess, Food Trader. And give him that little trader icon. And I'll probably explore actually over here. Or here, because I'm seeing two ruins, and I'm going to metagame a little bit, but as you play the game, you get used to certain color gradients. And the color gradient for the dirt swap here means there's peat, which is just an early game fire source. That honestly, shut up. That is just honestly one of the better fire sources to have because of just the use. Oh god, I think it's behind me. It's definitely behind me. I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna look back. I'm not looking back. I'm looking back. Hey, no fear. All right. And oh, this would have been a cool ruin to explore, but well, this would have been a fun ruin to explore, or maybe even put a base in, but it looks like the hot spring claims all. How do I get out of here? Here. So normally, this could have been a ruin that we could have actually made a base, but I guess the hot spring wanted to claim it for its own. So it shall take it. Oh hey, stick. Stick, stick, stick. That's flint. I actually need to think about food. Crud. Let's open map. I've never seen hot springs this close together. Is that more peat? That might be more peat. I don't know. Let's just go a little farther south to maybe these ruins over here. At least I think they're ruins. and turn this area into a base, maybe. Or maybe, is it ruins? Is it just this giant tree and some flowers? It could just be this giant tree and some flowers. Yep. Big old tree and some flowers. That's a tree covering a cave. That honestly is kind of neat. You go. Crud. I need to find a nice place. Okay, sorry. First days, first 2 or 3 days you spend playing this game, you're generally just running around trying to find a pretty spot to set up a base. And for me, I almost always just wander around till I find something cool just to go, yeah, home, now. Sorry, when I see caves, I get... Oh, I thought this was closed off. It might be. This is actually the shortest cave I've seen. I could possibly turn this into a base. I'm going to pocket this in my brain. Let's see. Actually, yeah, I'm going to just put a little marker, no explanation on it. I'm just going to do A. And I think I'll explore to the right a little bit and actually check if this peat marker I made is accurate or not. Alright, first off, berry. I want berry. And it looks like the peat marker I made over here is accurate. This is peat. It is I don't remember the actual real life uses of peat, but I know it's just usually an early fire source and it's usually found in bogs and stuff. But for here they spawn it in patches kinda everywhere. And this is one of the more important resources you can get early game. The most important is any kind of clay, because that's how you're actually going to progress through early game, is finding clay. Which I have not found any, and that's actually kind of worrisome. Let's just keep running. Should I run along the shoreline, or... Sorry, I'm trying to use my map to see if I can... Well, that's more peat. Trying to use the map to see if I can find clay before I'm walking right into it. Generally, you don't need to look towards water, but I've found it spawns a lot more near water. So let's just use my peepers, see if my eyes haven't depreciated into nothing. And yeah, I'm not spying any, so actually let's do a 180. Sorry, I heard noise. Let's do 180, and while we're running over there, let's munch on some berries, because I just realized I'm about to starve. And let's just stick to the shoreline to avoid all the wolves over there. And that's all my berries gone. Oh! I am blind. This is red clay. This is one of the 3 or 4 clays you can find in the game. And yeah, this is... Okay, that's what that looks like on the map. And this will allow me to actually progress in the game once I find a spot I want to build it. So that's what that looks like. I might... Wait, did I run by red clay to get over here? Sorry, I always like learning and exploring in this game and trying to figure out how my eyes are not seeing stuff. Oh, I ran over heat. Not spell to save my life. Yeah, let's explore over here and see if there's maybe a nice base spot there. You can generally run as far as you want away from base, because there are ways to reset your spawn. Or run away from spawn to make a base and then reset your spawn at the base. I just like to stay near the starting spawn, because I don't like the idea of just hours of just this if I died. Just running in a line, trying to get back. More berries. And let's see, I think I was looking for somewhere over here. Ooh, more berries. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I just... Oh, I saw some toes. Oh, is that tin? I will dig you up if I have to. Let's see if I can just corner, peek it. Oh, it's quartz. Okay. Oh, it's getting dark. I should probably make a light source. I will once I'm in an open spot, I guess. It's another cave. That's a pretty cave. Yeah, I'll make it once I get a bit farther over to here, to whatever this possible ruin may be. Oh, it wasn't a ruin, it's just another cave. Then I'm gonna walk away from here so I don't get attacked by whatever dwells in the hole. And let's make light sources, because I do not... More peat. I shall mark it. Let's see, is there anything interesting I can spot on the map? No. Okay, so... It's getting dark. I need light. Butterfly. I need light. Okay. What you want to do is take a log, slap it in your inventory, and then put your axe above it, and you'll get firewood. Name should be pretty obvious what it does. So now what you want to do to make fire, and more importantly eventually make a light source, is to take your piece of dry grass, crouch, and set it on the ground. This makes a fire pit. Now what you want to do, put 4 pieces of firewood around it, and that actually makes a fire, like the true fire pit that you can cook on. And now with this, you'll want to make a fire starter, which takes 1 dry grass, and I think it's 2 sticks. 2 sticks, I think is, yeah, 2 sticks, and you get a fire starter. Now this, we only ever want to make 1 of, not because, hey, you might need more in the future, but because if you're doing right, you should be able to have a fire starter here with a torch. Now when you make torches, they're not lit up. You have to light them up manually. And to light them up manually... Okay, we're not welcomed here. Wait, no, I want my... Give me back. I want the wood. Alright, we are not welcome here. Let us run away with an unlit torch till we find a good spot to live. Or at least nap through the night. I really hope there's more... I really hope there's no more... I really hope there's no more residents nearby. Let's, run around like a headless chicken for a second. That's a wolf pup. There are wolves around here. I do not like that. That's wolf. Run away. That's a resident. I am... Faith Unholy Trinity looking head at... You know what? Let's go to the let's just head back over here. I'm getting vibes that I am in the wrong neighborhood for my pasty self. Tree. Ooh, bony soil. I want that. Give. Wait, what kind of tree is this? Hair. I know I'm in a life or death situation right now, but I want my trees marked. That's another wolf. Oh god. We almost got chased. This has not been a fun time. Alright, here might be a safe spot. Let's try that again, from the top. Alright, from the top. Put down your fire pit starter. Fill it with wood. Now, what you want to do, take your fire starter, put it in your hand, shift, and then right click, and your guy's going to start rubbing it together like his hands are cold to make a fire. Let's see if I can get this started. Might need to restart this again. You can see why this is annoying to try to do, because imagine doing this for any time you want fire. Let's just restart that. Come on. There we go. We have fire. Now what you want to do is take your torch out, shift, and right-click like this, and your guy's going to hold it to the fire and light it. And normally, some people would say, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should throw it in here like you would food. No, don't. It's faster and more efficient this way. Now, you saw me throw the food in there. I have a mod here that makes it so the fire pit stays hot, because for some reason, the current vanilla fire pit, once it gets a food item cooked, it restarts the temperature in here and has to re-warm up. A lot of, every person who plays this game does not like that. So people have made mods to circumvent that and go around it. Now I actually should probably throw some more wood in there, so let's make some more firewood. And we'll have our first bits of life and light. Now also this torch, you can see dynamic lighting, so you don't need to worry about that. And the only reason I'm not putting the torch down is because if you just put a torch down bare like this, it'll stay lit for about 3 hours, give or take. And that, yeah, that's not that fun. Meanwhile, also, oh yeah, if you're holding a torch out in your hand, either left or right, and jump in water, it can extinguish. So, you know, if you're going to jump in water, carry something else. Please, God. The amount of times I've done the walk of shame back home to walk up to a torch or a fire pit and just hold out a torch and pray to God that it doesn't go out. Many a times. It is a walk of shame, even though I'm warning you of, you will do. There is no ifs, ands, ors, or buts. You will eventually do it. Oh yeah, and you saw me pop it in my hands like this. Certain items you can pop into your offhand. I think most of it is usually like torches and hammers. And to do this, you can press X, or you can just manually click, hold, and drag. Now, when things are in your offhand, you consume more hunger. So generally don't do that too often outside of like your underground mining or just running around like an idiot. Usually I'm doing it because I'm running around like an idiot. And generally speaking, a lot of people would say, hey, don't do what I'm doing. Like, do not stop. I like running around at night to find a pretty base location. And you know what? Let's run... I don't want to be too far away from clay, but I know by the time I build a base, I'll find more clay. Actually kind of liking the vibes of this area up here. Let's go run up there. And pray to God we don't die. I'm being chased. They really gave me just... Was rock? Quartz. Sorry, I get distracted easily when I'm looking for shiny things. Can't believe they gave me just enough time to cook food, eat, and run. Berry. More berry. More berry. Alright, let's run over there to that spot to see if maybe... wolf. Let's run over there to see if we can find some pretty little areas to set my head. Never get tired of the rain sounds. I don't know why, but like rain and thunder. Oh yeah, lightning can and will kill you. So do not be a lightning rod. About to run into water. Cave. Oh, I hear one of those rifts just opened up near me. So you might think, oh hey, that's a lot of rifts opening up near you. That doesn't sound fun. Those are only opening up near me because I think right now my weird rift activity is spiking. Nearly ran into the water. Would not have wanted to make the gameplay look like this until I could set up a fire source. But yeah, I think the game has an actual internal system for how often those spawn. And I think it does have highs and lows, and we might just be in a high storm center right now for those. And, ooh, mushroom. Oh, that's death cap. Yeah, in the game there's mushrooms. This one will just kill you. And you can make a soup with it that will kill you harder. I think I saw someone who made like a full-on death cap soup that took... that, like, no matter how healthy you were, you will die if you drink it. And yeah, that's a fun thing you can make and then throw out a friend if they're hungry to tell them to eat. Oh, actually, I can beat you. Where did he go? Why is it the second I was going to start talking smack and beating his cheeks, he disappeared? Ah! Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, boy. So, these guys suck at close range. And I'm not about to put out my torch. You are not getting away from you, sir. Oh my god, I'm just getting assaulted right now. Alright, water is our best friend. Stay away from me, you smelly thing. Ow. Oh, this is not our day. Crud. Let's just run. Run for the hills. Oh god, I'm actually close to death. Okay, you see why people say don't do what I'm doing. Oh. This is why. actually going to do something smart. So that item I picked up in the ruins near the start of this is called a torch holder. Oh, it needs a side. This allows you to hold a torch. And when a torch is in a torch holder, it does not go out. Do not like this. Do not like this one bit. No siree. You know what? Let's just build a basic dirt wall. I do not care to live in a dirt shack at the moment, but if that's what I need, it's what I need. God, I just had to lock in there for a second. Oh. So, as you can see, nighttime, not a fun time. And for early game, a lot of your nighttime is just going to be using your clay to build items. But for me, I like to do it to explore and be an idiot. Hey, no. No. Bad. Bad. No. Stop it. Bad. Yeah, go. Take your little brother with you. It's not bring your kid to work day. Swear to God. Oh! Okay, they brought the family. I will leave your body as a message. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. This... No. Oh, no. Oh, the cripples. Oh! Ow. Ow. No. Stop. Let's just drive by building. Yeah. Ah, crud. That's all my blocks. Oh, no. You know what? Yeah, this is gonna be my night. This will be my night. Oh, God. Oh, God. I am close to death. Oh, I am even closer now. They threw a rock at me. Oh, this is not fun. This is not how your first night should go, fellas. Me and my hubris back at it again. Uh-oh. Oh, they started a rock war. They're throwing rocks at each other. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, there's another one, I think, that just joined the fray. Oh. I got stoned. Alright. Time to show you what death looks like. This is death. Till I find my body, I'm going to glow blue. So I'm just gonna swim. I don't trust land anymore. Land bad, water good. And let's see if I can make it to daytime. I was not expecting to be stormed like this. I've had so many peaceful nights on other days. Oh God, this is violent. I'm getting mugged for my J's. Why is this dark? Well, when you die, you'll see on your map a little RAP tombstone appear, and that will stay on your map until you remove it. And, yeah. Hopefully, now that I spawned like 90-something blocks away, most of these guys are gone. And they are. And now, to make a point, I'm going to harvest this one's body. Ooh, he dropped twine. Lovely. Oh, lovely. Now let's try to see if I can actually build a little dirty wall. Because I do not want a repeat of that in 0.5 seconds. And I will abuse this death glow for as long as it lasts. This World of Warcraft you have died glow. Let's see if I can get just a basic shelter built. Well, actually, it's not basic. That's home. That'll be home, actually. Damn, that's adultery. Speed build. Oh, this glow is a lifesaver. And like every Minecraft player's first ever house, the dirt shack has been born. And let's actually see if I can make a door. Let's do... Oh yeah, when you're pulling up your survival handbook, things pause. This is one of the 2 actions to pause, being pulling up your handbook or just pausing the game with escape. So let's do door. And let's see. Best I can make right now is a crude door. So an axe, 2 logs, and 3 sticks. 2 logs, 3 sticks, and we'll slap it together with my axe. Fun fact about this door, it can break. So let's see if I can... There we go. Yeah, it breaks off occasionally. So this is a door you want to replace eventually. Let's start getting work on a roof. Get my inventory. Yeah. Do I have a way to make... Oh, okay. I'm right now trying to make a bed. To make the most basic bed in the game, you just need to turn hay into little blocks by putting them in a 4x4 arrangement. And then you need 3 of them to make a bed. So let's just speed run bed making. I normally don't make beds, but I feel like it'll be good to skip this nighttime period right now. And let's see. 1 more. Right. And let's make a bed. I have no roof. I must scream, but also my character Evie. So when you sleep, it does consume some hunger. Well, I say some, but it consumes the amount of hunger you would have passively lost while just standing around for the hours you would have spent. And let's wake up. Alright, it's daytime. I don't know why I'm still here. Oh, it's still raining. Okay. Well, I thought that was a bear. I thought that was a bear. Alright. This is the most chaotic start I've had yet for a game, for a day I've played. And generally speaking, yours will range from this chaotic to quite literally you are dancing on sunshine and having fun. This has been Unga. You saw me get bunged. Have a good day.